The Moon meets up with Saturn on Sunday, March 19th, with the two celestial bodies sharing the same right ascension, an arrangement called a conjunction. The thin sliver of the Moon, which will be in its waning crescent phase, will pass south of Saturn by 3 degrees 35 minutes according to In the Sky, opens a new tab. Both the Moon and the gas giant, which is the second largest planet in the solar system, will be in the constellation of Aquarius during the conjunction. Hello and welcome to AWZ News. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. The Moon will have a magnitude of -9.8, with the minus prefix indicating a particularly bright object in the sky, while Saturn will have a magnitude of 0.8. The best time to view the conjunction will be around 6:30 a.m. local time, and skywatchers will need an unobstructed horizon and a clear sky to make out the pair in the morning twilight. Just be careful to turn your optics away from the horizon before the sun rises. During the conjunction, the Moon and Saturn will still be too widely separated to be seen together with a telescope. Skywatchers could spot the conjunction with binoculars. According to In the Sky, opens a new tab, the conjunction will be visible from New York City at around 6:02 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 10:02 GMT, just after the Moon and Saturn have risen over the horizon. The conjunction will remain visible until around 4:42 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 20:42 GMT, when the Moon sets. This means skywatchers aiming to view the conjunction should take precautions associated with daytime astronomy, particularly not looking directly at the sun either through optics or with the unaided eye. While the Moon dominates Saturn in the night sky in terms of size, with an angular size of 32 foot 55 inch 7 compared to Saturn's angular size of 15.5 during the conjunction, the situation could hardly be more different out in the actual solar system. Saturn is so large, with a diameter of over 72,000 miles, 116,000 kilometers, that NASA says it would take 9 Earths to ring it at the gas giant's equator. This means that if Earth was as large as a nickel, Saturn would be the size of a volleyball. The Moon's diameter, meanwhile, is just 2,159 miles, 3,475 kilometers, making it a quarter of the size of Earth. That means it would take 36 moons to ring Saturn. Of course, Saturn is no stranger to moons, as it has at least 83 of its own. In addition to this, the gas giant has another 20 moons waiting to be confirmed. The largest of Saturn's moons is the giant moon Titan, larger than the planet Mercury. The largest of at least 150 known solar system moons, Titan dwarfs Earth's moon with a diameter of around 3,200 miles, 5,150 kilometers. This measurement might seem a bit controversial considering Jupiter's moon Ganymede actually has a diameter of around 3,270 miles, 5,270 kilometers. Titan beats Ganymede as the largest moon because this measurement only factors in its solid body and doesn't include its atmosphere, which stretches for hundreds of miles. If you're hoping to catch a look at the Moon or Saturn during the conjunction, our guide for the best telescopes will help. If you want to catch the two celestial objects together, our guide to the best binoculars is a great place to start. It's an excellent week to go skywatching as the Moon creeps up to the two largest planets in our solar system. On Thursday, September 16th, it will be the turn of what many consider to be the most beautiful of all telescopic objects, the ringed planet Saturn. The following night, the colossus of the solar system, mighty Jupiter, will take the spotlight. Both nights, our nearest neighbor in space, the Moon, will be shining in its waxing gibbous phase to join the spectacle. Here's what to expect from the planetary doubleheader. First, be sure to admire the Moon, which is best to look at in the waxing gibbous phase, not, as many believe, when it's full. A full moon looks flat and one-dimensional, and its brilliance may dazzle the eye. But Thursday's moon is 83% sunlit and shines about 1/3 as bright as when it's full. In particular, check out the region along the terminator, that part of the moon that separates the light zone from the dark zone. Especially in the lower part of lunar disk, you will see many craters casting shadows that will make them dramatically stand out in sharp relief. First comes Saturn. On Thursday night, follow the moon up toward Saturn. Your clenched fist at arm's length is equal to roughly 10 degrees. So, Saturn will be situated about half a fist, 5 degrees, above the moon. As I have noted over the years here at space.com, to the naked eye, Saturn does not possess any outstanding features to call attention to it. It lacks the dazzling, eye-popping brilliance of Venus or Jupiter, and it does not have the fiery orange-yellow color of Mars. In fact, to the eye, Saturn appears to be nothing more than a very bright star that shines with yellowish-white glow. Most people looking around the current late summer sky might take note of it as they look toward the southern part of the sky this week at around 10 p.m. local daylight time. However, any telescope with an eyepiece magnifying at least 30 power will show the famous ring system. The best views of Saturn depend on the size of your telescope. My recommendation is not to use your highest power, which can magnify turbulence in the atmosphere and make the image appear to boil or quiver, but instead a moderate magnification. With a 3-inch telescope, try 75 power. With a 6-inch, 150 power, and with a 10-inch, 250 power. Even for experienced, seasoned observers, the sight of Saturn's rings in a moderate or large telescope still brings surprise and astonishment. As you enjoy the display, remember that what you are seeing in Thursday's sky is an illusion of perspective. The moon and Saturn are nowhere near each other in space. The moon will be 232,800 miles, 374,500 kilometers from Earth, while Saturn is almost 3,686 times farther away, at 858 million miles, 1.380 billion kilometers. If your sky is clear early on Friday evening, September 17th, be sure to check out the southeast sky about an hour after sundown. There, located low in the east-northeast sky, you'll find an eye-catching sight. You'll immediately see the waxing gibbous moon, now having widened to 91% illuminated by the sun. But on this evening, you'll also notice a very bright, silvery star shining with a steady glow to the upper left of the moon. That's not a star, but in reality, the biggest planet in our solar system, Jupiter. The moon and the planet will keep each other company as they move across the sky during the course of the night. Jupiter is a particularly excellent planet to observe with a telescope. Its disk shows more illuminated surface area than all the other planets combined. In large telescopes, one can view its cloud belts. Sometimes one or more appear strongly disturbed, full of knots and sprouting festoons. As always, seeing much detail on Jupiter requires a good quality telescope, good atmospheric seeing, and patience behind the eyepiece. If you do turn a telescope to Jupiter, be sure to check for any signs of disturbance from the space rock that slammed into it on Monday, September 13th. In addition, users of the very smallest telescopes or even steadily held binoculars can identify some or all of Jupiter's 4 bright moons at any given time. And Friday evening they will really be putting on great show. On one side of Jupiter, all by itself, will be Ganymede, the largest satellite in our solar system. It is larger than Mercury and 3/4 the size of Mars. On the other side of Jupiter, you'll see Io, Callisto, and Europa at around 11:18 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 3:18 GMT September 18th. These 3 satellites will form a striking, inverted isosceles triangle, with Io and Europa forming the base and Callisto the vertex angle. Recently, during a telecast of a New York Mets/Miami Marlins game, a cameraman was so intrigued by Jupiter that during a lull in the ballgame he decided to zoom in on it, giving viewers a chance to see the big planet and its retinue of moons on their television screens. Met broadcaster Keith Hernandez said, "Hey guys, Saturn is up too. Why don't you find that?" His broadcasting partners, Ron Darling and Gary Cohen, jokingly chimed in with, "What is this now, a planetarium? Are we going to start calling you Hayden instead of Hernandez?" The American Museum of Natural History in New York City includes the Hayden Planetarium.